I attended the Industrial Design program at Georgian College's Barrie campus. I went from a 3-year program to being hired right out of college to a design position in a company that I changed the way they did things as well, and they really were, using my talents and my experiences at college. So I just went from there, and it just kept rolling into more and more things. The whole experience of getting to know what you like, what you want to do, focus on it, and stay positive and work hard. I mean, it was a lot of hard work. I mean, I left a pretty good job to go to college, and then got a very good job after college, and have stayed in what I love to do my whole life. College is where you're going to get a job. I mean, if you're really honest with yourself and you have some talent, you're going to find a job. If you want to go to university, it's like I said, if you go to university, maybe you should go to college. Maybe you can go the other way around, but the college is going to give you that real foundation of hands-on. That's what I enjoyed about Georgian College Barrie, was it gave me that opportunity. It was like crazy time.
I graduated in 1998 from the Owen Sound campus of Georgian College. I had studied diploma nursing, and I graduated as a registered nurse. My college experience was, a really exceptional time in my life, and the reason was that, and I can't speak for the other campuses, but the reason was that we were small, and our classes were relatively small, but also our instructors were across the hall in rooms that we could go in and sit on the corner of their desk any time of the day and say, I didn't get this piece. And so we were supported on a one-to-one basis in a way that made us all incredibly successful. When I graduated from Georgian College, I started working as a labor and delivery registered nurse, and within about 6 years of that time, I got my first job as a leader in a hospital in Orangeville. I was really fortunate that I had a lot of mentors and that sort of thing that saw some sort of leadership piece within me and supported me to have that job. And since then, my jobs have evolved from a local leadership role to a provincial role. I worked for the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care. And then from there became a job available as Executive Director of the Registered Practical Nurses Association, and I was still registered as a registered practical nurse as well. And this was just a great opportunity for me to give back to nursing and to advocate for nursing while advocating for quality health care in Ontario. But because I had an instructor who saw it in me, I believed in it, and I now am a provincial leader, and I have a master's degree in leadership.
The program I chose was Child and Youth Worker, and I attended the Aurelia campus. I chose Georgian College because they had a really positive reputation for what I was looking for. I did a lot of research into what school I wanted to attend, and I wanted to make sure that I was going somewhere that was well recognized. So Georgian seemed like a really good fit for that. My college experience was really positive because of the people that I met and the people that I connected with while I was there. So especially the professors and the teachers that I had, they were really experts in their fields, and they knew what they were talking about, and they were really open to getting to know their students, and I found that really helpful for me. My placements were really great. For my education placement, I was able to teach the sex education to the grade 7 and 8 students, so I was able to start developing curriculum at that time. And then for my unique placement, I developed my entire placement. So I partnered with some organizations, and I offered a 10-week comprehensive workshop. And that was really my time to figure out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. So had I not been at Georgian, I wouldn't have the business that I'm running right now. As a student, I found it very helpful to be connected to my community and to get involved on campus. I found it really encouraging to get to know my teachers, who were very supportive of me and of my aspirations. And I also found being connected to the campus by working on campus really allowed me to get to know a lot of other students, and really, I think, helped further my career and my ambition, I'd say.
So when I studied at Georgian College, I attended the Barrie campus, and I studied in hotel and resort administration. So currently, I'm with the Ritz-Carlton Hotel Company, the beautiful brand new Ritz-Carlton Toronto. I've been with the company for 3 years, and then prior to that, I had spent 6 years with Marriott International, where I worked on several projects around the country. And I think this is job number 5 for me within the company. So pretty exciting to have found such a great employer after graduating Georgian College. You know, I think one of the most positive things that I took away while attending Georgian College was those personal relationships and connections with the faculty and my fellow classmates. Those are lifelong connections that have really allowed me to continually learn and grow and get opportunities within the workplace and just now doing business with some of those students that I actually attended class with. So it's pretty exciting to maintain those lifelong connections. Georgian really prepared me for my career in the sense of giving me a lot of the tangible, functional background and knowledge of understanding the food and beverage operation, understanding the room side of the operation. It gave me some great hands-on learning experience that really enabled me to be work ready when getting into the workforce.
I was at the business program at the Barrie campus. I chose Georgian College because I was looking at a business program, one that was that had all the different options available to it, and I was specifically looking at the accounting option, but as well as getting a broader experience in marketing and organizational behavior. A lot of good social activities, which is always part of a college experience, but from a business perspective and from a learning perspective, it really helped me set the stage for a good business career, gave me a solid foundation, something I could build on, and made some really good lasting friendships and relationships as well. My grandparents or my parents had never gone to college, university, and I was the oldest in my family, but I was always encouraged, interesting enough, by my dad. He never had the opportunity. He lived through the Depression. He had to leave school early in grade 9 to help his family, so he missed out on that opportunity. It's something he always pushed at for me and wanted to make sure that myself and my 2 sisters had that opportunity. Post-secondary education can be a little scary, especially if you're leaving your community, the community that you live in. But I think that that's a really a good step for people to make. You know, it's like stepping out on a limb and taking a chance, and it's worth the chance. Certainly, the reward is worth the risk you should take.
I was in Business Admin 3, and I went to the Barrie campus. I'm currently the owner of a salon and spa, and I am the creative director of the company. I have a fairly large leadership team. I have 23 employees. The business program at Georgian College was very beneficial because I was learning from people who had been in industry, and I was able to glean from them some of the challenges that they had in business. One of the most positive things about my education was going into school as an adult, sort of an adult. I'm much more of an adult today than I was then. But I thought I knew it all. I thought that I had it all together. I was very surprised at how studying, the examples of people who had been successful and had written books and documented what they did, how valuable it was for me. In fact, I'm the first graduating student in my whole family. I was the first one in my family. I'm not the last, for sure.
To a first-year college student, I would definitely say to get involved with campus and get to know your teachers. I think that was probably the best thing I did while I was at Georgian, because that was how people recognized who I was and what I was capable of.
I would highly recommend just getting involved, being engaged outside of the classroom and outside of sort of your social peer network. Really get to know those other students in different disciplines and different schools within Georgian College to expand your network, to utilize their skills and their resources.
College is a time to relax and really get focused with your life, and when you come out and that energy is there, you're going to get hired. You're going to come into the marketplace and say, I'm ready to work and I have some skills.
you know, get to know your school, get involved in your school, and stay involved. It matters. And to this day, I'm involved in the school. I'm chair of the Alumni Association. I'm on the Curriculum Advisory Committee for nursing in the school, because the strength of the school and the quality of its education will always matter to me, and it'll matter to those who are interested in me as a person and where I went to school.
I think if you're going to take the time to go to college, you should take it all and get involved as many things as you can, learn as much as you can, apply what you can, and then I think the whole experience will be rewarding.
Definitely to dig in and really get a grasp of it, because that is where you set your pace.
You know, work hard, trust your instincts, you know, be honest to yourself, really get into something that really excites you. Don't worry too much about the path if it wanders a bit for you, but you know, stay with it.
Go above and beyond. When you're doing a paper, if you do get a low grade, especially in first year, do it again on your own time. Do more research and find out why you got a low grade.
Take care of each other, support each other, create friendships and bonds within your class, because that's the way that you survive and actually thrive and do very well within the college system.
And don't give up. I mean, it's so easy to give up and things get thrown in your life. Just take a breath and go for it.